episode of Behind My Vinyl. As I mentioned in the last episode, this week I'm looking at vinyl that is unique to my collection, that are a bit different than some of the other vinyl in my collection. And what makes them different are either how they look or how they're played in this case, in the case of the vinyl today. Now this next vinyl, I think I heard about from the YouTube channel Vinylwise. And if you haven't listened to it and you're getting into vinyl, it is a fantastic introduction into vinyl with lots of great recommendations about albums and gear. You should check them out and know they are not paying me to say that. I just really enjoy checking into Vinylwise and what the guy has to say. But this next album comes from the band, it used to be White Stripes, and it's Jack White's second solo album. It's this album right here. Now you should look at the cover on this. The coloring is phenomenal. The black and white with the blue just draws your attention right to the center. It's Lazaretto is the name of the album, which is by the way, is like a quarantine community is an Italian term for it if you look it up. This is the second studio album by Jack White. It was released on June 10th, 2014. And it has there's a variety of motifs on it, and musically, it's interesting. I don't know that it's my favorite Jack White album instrumentally, but what makes this album fun is kind of the way it plays. So as I mentioned, one of the unique things about this album is that on side A, you start on the inner groove and you play it outward. One of the things that I didn't mention is that this album has a locked groove, similar to something that the Beatles did in one of their albums. But it is probably the first time in records on vinyl that you had a locked groove on the outer edge. And it just repeats again and again and again. They have a locked groove on the other side, this time actually on the inner track. One of the things that this album did uniquely is there's two hidden tracks that are actually under the label. And what makes these tracks a bit unique is one spins at a 78 speed and the other spins at a 45 speed. Lastly, as I'm going to show you, there's a hologram hidden on side A. So a lot of unique things about this album. I'm going to post a video that shows you some of the unique things about this album with Jack White talking about it, that's going to go into much more detail than I'm going into now. The only thing that might make this record better is if it were colored vinyl, because I'm a big fan of colored vinyl. However, this has many other unique properties that make this a part of my collection. So there are some good songs in here. Three Women, Lazaretto, Temporary Ground, Just One Drink, Alone in My Home, I Think I Found the Culprit. They're all good songs, but what makes this album unique for me is the way that it plays. So, have you heard Jack White's Lazaretto? What do you think of this album? We'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. It's one of the more unique albums that's a part of my collection.